I guess I know you're a metallurgist and stuff, but in terms of the geology, the exploration for it, are you guys seeing any trends to help you? Because as we say, 30 by 60 is a big space.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people need to be actually standing around and think of where the space, because it's big. As you say, it's like us standing in Perth and going to Joondalup and Rockingham, right? Yep. Pretty much 60 k's apart.
Yep.
Is there any sort of, are you learning stuff as you see? Are you seeing any trends that are going to help you delineate these potentials?
Yep, so one of the key ones that we've engaged with CSIRO. So CSIRO's looked at some of the historic electromagnetic airborne surveys that Geoscience Australia did. So they were spaced about 20 kilometres apart, and then we've been able to relate that to where we've got a couple of drill holes, and then we've reprocessed that data with CSIRO, and we can now look into the earth effectively with that data, and you can see the clays sitting in a nice little band with granites interdispersed between them all. So you can actually clearly see where that sits now. We've actually got the airplane in the sky at the moment, so they'll be down there for about 3 to 4 weeks, and we're now going to a 400 metre spacing on those. So really what that's then trying to do is map all the clay locations, both in terms of expanse and then thickness, and then map in the granites and other things as well. And then that gives us better targets. And then anything that's got, say, a high sand covering on top, it's probably not going to be economic to start with, so we want to have something that's only got 5 metres with 20 metres of clay.
Oh, so you can actually delineate the sand from the clay?
That's right. And you can then also delineate it from the granites as well. So the geophys is really, the granites don't have any conductivity effectively, whereas the clays have got water and salty water generally contained with them. So clays are quite obviously contain a lot of water. And that's what you're seeing, the conductivity measurements sitting there. So they're highly conductive, and that then differentiates between the two. And the clays, the sands obviously sit above, and they don't have that same conductivity as clays.
Yeah, I think it's probably good to highlight that it's the ability to find the clay, not the ability to find the rare earths. You got to find the clay first.
That's right.
Then you got to bring out the old truth machine and then find the rare earths.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I mean, the theory on the source is you've got these Baranya granites that are out there from hundreds of millions of years ago, and they've all been weathered down, and they've been the source of and holding all the granites, and then that's all been weathered down into the clays and then concentrated up over time into these clay zones. And what we do see is from the historic drilling at least, the higher or the upper saprolites have got a slightly lower grade to the deeper saprolites, which then says something's mobilised down and reprecipitated out at some stage, or it's closer to the granites, and the granites have obviously got a higher grade potential there as well.
And I guess you haven't done enough work to sort of try and, apart from what you've just described, trying to look at the chemistry and how they relate to the type of clay or the relative comparison of conductivity and grade, I guess. Yeah. Would that be something that could be done?
So the conductivity and grade probably can't be done, but in terms of what we're doing now with CSIRO is we've got all the core trays, we've obviously got the recent drilling works that are there. We haven't got the assays yet, but we're looking forward to those assays coming in. But we'll put it into their high logger machine, which will then help us identify the different components. We're going to do some XRD work with them, with Murdoch University as well. We're also talking to University of Queensland. ANSTO's also going to be doing some work on the metallurgy front, so we're trying to pick all the smartest guys in the room that have the technologies that can then help us figure out where the best location is, but the best metallurgy and then the best economics, because it's not just going to be purely about finding the highest grade. It's going to be finding the best grade, but with the best extractable metallurgy, and then closest to surface, and a whole heap of mining economics that then drive a profitable mine.